Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. And in this video, I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. Some AI Dungeon 2. This is Jet Starlight and Zana, Fairy Monster Hunters, episode number 24. If you have not watched episodes 1 through 23, I highly recommend you do so by clicking on the link in the description box below or on the end card. If you would like to read the story in full from the AI Dungeon webpage, feel free to click on the link in the description. And if you would like to chat about the show together, feel free to do so in the comment section below or on our Discord. I have a link to the Discord in the description box below. I love seeing your memes, questions, and comments about the series, and also fan art. I love the fan content. Without further ado, let's hop right in by reading the last action from the previous episode. You say, "You do realize that we both destroyed a planet earlier today. If that didn't convince you that we're powerful, I'm not sure what will. I love you. Would you like that? I would like to talk to you and rest with you tonight. I love you too. We'll go back to the cave in the mountains," Zana says. You walk into the cave and lay down on the floor next to each other. You hold each other tightly as you drift off to sleep. So now I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to wake up and go eat breakfast. Well, actually, since we went back to the cave, which is a very nostalgic thing. Zana and I used to live in a cave in the earlier adventures. I'll just enjoy a simpler breakfast with Zana. So I'm gonna wake up and go pick some flowers. Because Zana and I both eat flowers. So I'll get some flowers for Zana and I to eat for breakfast. When you wake up, you craft a dozen roses. Craft them? That's interesting. That's not necessarily what I was going for. Zana appears out of the cave entrance and looks at the flowers in awe. I never knew you could do something like this," Zana says. "I do many things that you don't know about." I'm not crafting a dozen roses. I'm gonna retry that. I want to just pick flowers. You walk into the woods and pick some flowers. You bring them back to Zana's cave. Zana wakes up and smiles when you give her the flowers. "These are beautiful," Zana says, laughing with joy. "No one has ever given me flowers before." "I've given you flowers before." "These flowers are our breakfast. Did you sleep well?" "Because we've eaten flowers before, and I've gotten her flowers to eat before." "I slept like a baby. I haven't slept like that. Blah. I don't know why I can't talk. I slept like a baby. I haven't slept that well in a long, long time. Did you sleep okay?" "Meh. Let's go out into nature," Zana exclaims, jumping up and dragging you along by the hand. Let's see. I'm going to ask her, have you been enjoying life as a monster hunter? The two things I love most in life are spending time with you and hunting powerful monsters. I want to know her thoughts on it. I've been living life just kind of doing what I want to do. But what does Zana want to do? What is her passion, really? I love both of those things as well. I'm really glad you're my boyfriend, Zana says, smiling at you. You're the best girlfriend anyone could ever have, you say. Zana laughs. Let's get going. So I'm probably going to edit out the part where it spoke for me and say my own line. We're married. Eliza officiated our wedding a while ago. Let's see. I'm going to ask Zana, how do you feel about us? Destroying a planet yesterday. Do you feel like it was justified to kill all of the dark space wizards? Because it is interesting. We destroyed an entire planet of like alien space wizards because they wanted to conquer Earth, but the entire planet didn't necessarily want to conquer Earth. I think killing them was all right. They have to be stopped eventually. I'm just nervous about what the Space Marines will do now that their enemies have been wiped out. The Space Marines are scary, but I don't think they're evil. I want to talk to them. The Space Marines. So that's a new thing. No one had brought up Space Marines before now. Instead of they have to be stopped eventually, I'm going to change what she said to they needed to be stopped eventually. Because it's past tense. We already killed them. We killed the Dark Space Wizards because they were trying to conquer the Earth. Do the Space Marines also want to conquer the Earth? It's interesting that she said that the Space Marines are scary. Because if she thinks the Space Marines are scary, they could potentially be rather powerful. And if they want to conquer the Earth, then that means there's more fighting to be done. How do you guys feel about AI Dungeon's new subscription tier system? I just looked at it today, and I have mixed feelings. Because in the future, I won't have unlimited dragon anymore. Dragon being the particular AI variant that I use. It's their highest quality AI variant currently. So right now, I like how the game runs for the most part, but it can get wonky at times on their like best thing. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I need to transition to just using like Griffin, because it sounds like I'm going to have to use Griffin sometimes in the future anyways. Let's see. I don't think so. They're supposed to be the defenders of humanity. There are a lot of rumors about the horrors that lurk in the depths of space. I think the Dark Space Wizards must have threatened Earth for some reason. Do you think the Space Marines might know why the Dark Space Wizards were trying to conquer Earth in the first place? You know, we fought two, like, big threats against the world last episode. In the first one, we knew why they were, like, trying to take over the world. Because they originally were the, like, rulers of the world. The mutant cats. But the Dark Space Wizards, I don't think we ever knew why the Dark Space Wizards were trying to take over. We just knew they were. I think they might. They might even know where the wizards came from. The Space Marines live in an extremely technologically advanced city that flies through the air. Where is it? How do we get there? Can we go? Zana asked excitedly. Well, that's confusing. So, Zana would have had to have been the one to explain all that stuff to me. So it's weird for her to then be like, where is it? How do we get there? Can we go? Kind of thing. Also, I would get rid of this line that says they might even know where the wizards came from, because we already knew where the wizards came from. We destroyed their home planet last episode. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. So then this will just be Zana's whole response, is that one sentence. Let's see. After we eat these flowers, would you like to travel together to the city of the Space Marines? It seems like if we're going to keep following the storyline that was brought up with the Dark Space Wizards, visiting the Space Marines will be like our next big stop. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's finish eating these flowers and go save the world, my dear husband. You wake up and feel an extreme sense of well-being. Let me get rid of that second line. The first line fit. The second line was booty butt. Okay. So now I'm going to enjoy eating flowers with Zana. And then after that, we're going to head to the city of the Space Marines. You and Zana finish eating the flowers. You hold hands and walk back to your village. Your village has been converted into a farming community. All of the children plant, harvest, and sell crops to cities. Your villagers have broken into 3 social classes. Again, AI is going on like a hard tangent. So, we finish eating the flowers is just what I'm going to keep from all that. And I'm going to use portal magic and a locator spell to travel to the flying city of the Space Marines. I'm going to say you and Zana use portal magic and a locator spell in order to do that. So it's interesting, we're getting like super sci-fi now, like more sci-fi than we were before. Zana has learned how to use portal magic. The two of you step into the portal and find yourself in relative darkness. You look around and realize that you're standing on the edge of a large circular room with a high ceiling. Okay. I don't really know what Space Marines look like. I guess I'm just going to look around, because I don't really know where we are. The floor of the circular room is made out of heavy stone blocks. A walkway runs around the perimeter of the room at waist height. Large metal rings are built into the wall below the walkway. The ceiling of the room has a series of holes that look like exhaust vents. I still don't fully know where we are. We could potentially be in a dungeon. Let's see. I'm going to say hello. Are there any Space Marines here? Your voice echoes throughout the room. You wait for a response, but nothing happens. You and Zana walk to the edge of the room and peer over the waist-high wall. The room is massive and dimly lit. Okay. We're in a big, empty room. That seems kind of boring. Let's spice things up. Okay. I'm going to cast a locator spell to find the leader of the Space Marines. And let's say to try and find the leader of the Space Marines. That way we can get to the person who likely will know the information that we want to know. You and Zana fly through the air and away from the heavy gravity of the city planet. You're immediately transported to a large, dimly lit room. The room is furnished with a long wooden table. A high back-end chair sits at the head of the table. So we fly through the air and away from the heavy gravity of the city planet. City planet. We're on a flying city, but I wouldn't say it's a city planet. Refresh. Instantly, a green line appears on your screen. The locator has locked onto the leader of the Space Marines. Screen is throwing me off. I'm casting a spell. I'm doing magic, I'm just in like a sci-fi area. Your locator spell works. You sense a powerful aura from the other side of the room. Zana, the leader of the Space Marines, is over there. We should go talk to him. You and Zana enter the large chamber. Hello. I am Jet Starlight. I am here looking for the leader of the Space Marines. Your voice echoes throughout the room. You wait for a response, but nothing happens. Okay, so it's just repeating what it said before. Refresh. Your voice echoes throughout the chamber. You wait for a response, but nothing happens. Hello? Is anybody there? Maybe we should go find him. Zana walks up to the wall and peers around the corner. Is he gone? So, we just sensed a powerful aura from the other side of the room. Then we entered a large chamber. Then we called for him, and then he just wasn't there at all. But we used the locator spell. Okay. So I'm going to open a portal to the leader of the Space Marines and travel through it with Zana. You open a portal to the leader of the Space Marines and travel through it with Zana. You appear on the other side of the room. You are standing on a solid metal floor. The leader of the Space Marines stands, waiting for you. Okay. Time for me to say the thing that I said like a few moments ago. Hello, I'm Jet Starlight. I'm here looking for the leader of the Space Marines. I am Sergeant Skeleton, leader of the Space Marines. How can I help you? I was hoping you could help me with a problem I have. In exchange for what? How do we know that you're telling the truth? Again, the AI just doing random stuff. So I'm just going to take out everything after how can I help you? Well, how can we help you, he said, actually. Okay. Why were the dark space wizards trying to conquer the Earth? That's one of my big questions that I want to know. They were trying to find the legendary chinchilla of eternity. They sought to become as powerful as it is. Okay, so easy next question would be, what is the chinchilla of eternity? Because now I probably want that, whatever that is. Let's see. What is the chinchilla of eternity? It's interesting that they had no interest in magic jars. Great question. I'll start from the beginning and tell you obscure facts about it. The chinchilla of eternity is a creature that is spoken about, in old Earth legends. It was said to have lived during the time of the dinosaurs. Okay, so it is a creature. What are the powers of the chinchilla? Oh wait, I have it in my clipboard, I think. Yeah. Of the chinchilla of eternity. The chinchilla of eternity has powers that are only limited by the user's imagination. It can create, destroy, and shape reality itself. It can make the user immortal and give them immense magical power. Okay. Is it possible to steal the powers of the chinchilla of eternity, which is essentially just a god? That's why they didn't care about magic jars. Yes, but only if the person that is trying to steal the powers has an immense amount of magical potential. Also, only one person can try to steal the powers of the chinchilla of eternity every 10,000 years. Okay. Cool. So, if someone has immense magical potential, how would they then use that magical potential to steal the powers of the chinchilla of eternity? The Chinchilla of Eternity is not a creature that can be captured or even killed. The only way to steal its powers is to impress it and make it bestow the powers on the user. That being said, only powerful wizards have a chance of stealing its powers. Okay. Thank you for your help. I'm going to go steal the powers of the Chinchilla of Eternity. Yep, that's all I needed to know. So the Chinchilla of Eternity is just a god. What? That's a terrible idea. You'll die. Only if I fail. Goodbye. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. That's not a bad line. Yeah, only if I fail. Okay, cool. So I'm going to cast a portal spell to travel back to... Well, actually, cast a locator spell. Well, no, yeah, first go back to Earth. Cast a portal spell. To summon a portal back to Earth for you and Zana to travel through. So the Dark Space Wizards were trying to become gods. You're knocked back by a powerful blast of wind as the portal you're attempting to open explodes. You are severely hurt by the explosion. What happened, Zana asks as she picks herself up. I have no idea. Interesting. I'm going to use hydrokinetic healing salve to heal my wounds. Okay. So something's stopping us from just returning back to Earth. You apply the salve to your burns, cuts, and other wounds. You feel much better after using it. Do you want some, you ask Zana? Yeah, hand over the salve. Okay. Interesting. So I'm going to hand Zana some hydrokinetic healing salve. So we go into space and then something tries to stop us from returning to Earth. Zana applies the salve to her own wounds. She feels much better after using it as well. Thanks for the salve, Zana says. You and Zana continue on your trip to Earth. Well, hold on. Let me edit out that last part that says we continue on our trip to Earth. Because we tried to travel through the portal, but then there was a big, wind blast that knocked us back. Ask Zana if she thinks someone or something is trying to stop you both from traveling back to Earth. Because this is actually a really interesting situation. Because now we're stuck in this weird sci-fi setting. I don't know. Maybe there is something here that doesn't want us to return home. Ask Zana if she could use her teleportation magic to take you both back to Earth. Because that could be one way to try and return home. Chinchilla of Eternity feels really in-game. Sure, but I've never teleported anywhere except from the little house you created for me here. No, shut up. You've teleported plenty of times, Zana. What? No, I can't teleport or use portals. Zana, why you lying? Jump back. I don't want to risk teleporting us both back to Earth. Remember what happened when I teleported us away from the troll? Yeah, we ended up inside a giant's house. No, stop. Fake memory head ass. This is when the game gives you a flashback that never happened. I don't think I'll be able to use my teleportation magic to get back home. Something is blocking my magic from working properly here. Oh, shit. Okay. So we can't teleport back home. And we can't use portal magic to go back home. Okay. Ask Zana if she thinks that you both can fly back down to the surface of Earth. That makes sense. We're in a flying city, right? So we just jump off, and since we can fly, we can just fly back to the surface. Don't act like you don't know how to fly, Zana. You know how to fly. I'm not sure if I can. When I first arrived here, I could fly, but after a few days, stop, retry. I don't think so. I've never been able to do something like that with my levitation magic. Oh, wait, I just remembered. I have a potion of flight. You can fly. Don't act like you don't know how to fly and that you need like a potion to do it. It's fine if she has a reason why she can't, but the reason can't be that she can't fly. Zana, we can try. I would prefer not to because we'll have no way of knowing where we'll land, and we're probably far up. That's kind of fair. Well, hold on. We could use the locator spell, actually. You suggest to Zana that you both fly down to the surface using a locator spell to guide you both to the location of the chinchilla of eternity. Because I think that would make the most sense. Like, I agree, if we're really high up in the air and we could be above, like, any particular area of Earth, then we could just fly to a specific location. That's perfect. There are no locator spells that can be blocked by whatever is blocking my own magic from working. Let's try that. Zana casts the spell, and you both prepare for flight, as the spell brings up a map of Earth with your current position on it. Interesting. That's actually a cool concept, like the locator spell making a map. Normally it creates like a orb of light that we follow, or something along those lines. Okay, let's see. Fly with Zana back to Earth. Well, I guess fly with Zana to the location of the chinchilla of eternity. It's weird to say back to. I should have just said to the location of the chinchilla of eternity. After flying for a few hours, you see the chinchilla of eternity in the distance. Interesting. I guess I want to look at the chinchilla of eternity. I want to see what it looks like. Since it's essentially a god. The chinchilla of eternity is much larger than you thought it would be when Zana first spoke of it earlier. Zana didn't speak of it earlier, but okay. Well, there it is. The chinchilla of eternity, Zana says. So I'm going to get rid of the part where it says where Zana first spoke of it, because the person who told us about it was the leader of the Space Marines, whose name is Sergeant Skeeden, or Skedden. Sergeant Skeeden would be a very unfortunate name. Let's see. Excuse me. So I'm going to approach the... I need to copy the name again. I'm going to approach the chinchilla of eternity and ask it if it has a nickname. Because Chinchilla of Eternity sounds like a title, but it doesn't sound like something your friends call you. You hear a voice in your mind say, "Yes, you may call me Yuri." You hear Zana gasp as she hears the response in her own mind. Okay, so Yuri's talking to us telepathically. That's cool. Okay. I'm going to ask Yuri... Oh, wait. Is Yuri a boy or a girl, or neither? Ask Yuri if they are male or female. Because I just don't know. I was about to assume that Yuri was a dude, but I have no idea. I am indeed a he, you hear in your mind. Okay. Yuri's a dude. So I'm going to ask Yuri What impresses him the most? Seems easy enough to impress someone if you can, like, just know what impresses them. What impresses me the most? Oh, the rest of my kind. Zana tells you that she hears a Spanish accent in Yuri's words. The rest of my kind. Ding, 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 ding. It's like the Spanish culture is what impresses me the most. That'd be interesting. All these great wizards show up, and it's like, you just don't have that flair. So you are impressed. Well, I have so many questions actually off of that. So you're telling us that there is an entire race of reality manipulating immortal giant chinchillas? That is correct. There are about 400 of my kind on this continent alone. What? Zana tells you that she hears a hint of pride in what you assumed was a statement. You shrug and continue on your conversation with the chinchilla. 400 gods? What is the name of your race? Yeah, I imagine they don't call them chinchillas of eternity. We are called chinchillas. But what about normal chinchillas, though? It is a silly name, but that's what the humans call us. I'm not sure why we bother allowing them to live. Zana tells you that she hears traces of irritation and perhaps anger in what he just said. Ooh, ooh. Yes, there are 400 immortal giant god chinchillas, and we're not sure why we allow humanity to exist. And you're like, I'm making it worse. They're actually evil. Okay, cool. Is there a word for... Isn't there a special title for chinchillas that can manipulate reality to differentiate them from normal chinchillas? I hope he doesn't take offense to that. Because that'd be like saying that he's like abnormal. Goodness. Yes, they are called oak wardeners. There are a few of us, but we have abilities that allow the chinchillas to rule this continent. Zana tells you that she hears traces of pride in what he says. Zana, you don't have to tell me the tone of everything that he says. I like how everything is like an emotional thing except the Spanish accent. Okay. So you mentioned that there are 400 oak wardeners on this continent. How many are there in the world? Like, how many oak wardeners? That name's so much harder than chinchillas. I'm not sure. I've never been outside this continent, so I don't know how many there are in other continents. There are about 20,000 chinchillas here, but there are only about 100 oak wardeners. Hold on. That math is all fucked up about like that second part. Um, I can fix that. I can fix that. So earlier when I asked if there were more of his kind, you can't fuck up the math that hard. Let me refresh you. Let me retry you. There are currently 25 in North America, 200 in South America, 100 in Europe, 50 in Russia, and around 350 in the rest of the world. That math also doesn't add. If there are 400 on whatever continent we're currently on, then I don't know. You can't have 350 in the rest of the world. Where are we? Where are we where there are 400? Because that means we're not in North America, South America, Europe, or Russia. Are we like in Japan or something? But then we would have more here than like literally anywhere else. So refresh that. Yuri seems to think about your question for a moment, but eventually he responds. I don't know. I would guess about 4,000 of us, but as I said, I do not have all the facts at this moment. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Goodness. Let's see. What is your opinion on protecting humanity and the earth? Yo, 4,000. My kind care very little about anything other than ourselves. The chinchillas are a peaceful race, but we have little to gain from protecting humanity. For this reason, most of my kind are neutral in the never-ending struggle of good versus evil. Oh, okay, I was wondering if any of you guys are just straight up evil. Okay, if I shapeshifted into a chinchilla, would you give me your powers? So they only care about chinchillas, so this seems like the easiest way to like impress them. Looks like the AI got stuck. That is a weird sentence. The AI has to interpret like this interesting offer. Why would I give you my powers? You're not a member of our kind. I don't even know you. If I become a chinchilla, will you give me your powers? Yuri pauses for a second to think about your question. Then I need to get rid of the stuff from before. Where he's like, why would I give you our powers? And just have him pause for a second. So I'm going to use the Telmarine helm to shapeshift into a humanoid chinchilla. Your skin becomes covered with warm fur, your ears become long and furry, and even your fingers become prehensile. Interesting, says Yuri. Now that I am a chinchilla, will you give me your powers? Like now, I'm one of your kind. Like bet, like hit me up. Whoa! He just said yes. Ooh, bet. Okay. Um, gosh. Wait for Yuri to give you his powers. Yo, come on. Come on. Nothing happens. Yuri asks you to take off the helmet. Although a little disappointed you do so. I can't give you my powers unless you're willing to make a sacrifice. Think of it as paying for something in blood, so to speak, says Yuri. Hold on a second. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. What can they do? Dun 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 dun. Like the idea of him being like, I'm willing to give you the powers, but only if you give me the Telmarine helm, makes me go, why can't he just make a Telmarine helm? Like, let's see, only limit to the user's imagination, create, destroy, and shape reality itself. Bet then, yeah, I'll give up this fucking helm. I can just make another helm. Okay. I give Yuri the Telmarine helm in exchange for Yuri's power. you for this. Yuri takes the Telmarine helm from your head. He begins to glow a faint red color, and he coughs up blood. I need to go heal myself, says Yuri, as he walks out of the room. The room? I'm gonna say, like, as he walks away. Goodness. Okay. I'm going to check to see if I now possess Yuri's powers. I definitely understand why the Dark Space Wizards were trying to conquer. After a few minutes, you touch the metal helm of a suit of armor. It begins to rust immediately. I'll need to be more careful with this, you think to yourself. Hold on a second. If I can just manipulate reality, I'm going to attempt to use, like, my new reality manipulating abilities to summon a brand new Telmarine helm. You imagine a Telmarine helm made of solid gold. After a few minutes, you find one sitting on the ground. This will fetch a pretty price, you think to yourself. Okay. I'm gonna put on my new Telmarine helm. So yeah, I can just do anything. Now I have the power of, like, some of the strongest beings. So it got confused. I'm not trying to turn into the chinchilla thing again. I'm just putting on the helm. You put on the helm and it fits perfectly. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna go check on Yuri to see if he's okay. Excuse me. You go up to check on the old man, but he's not in his seat or anywhere to be seen. Where could he have wandered off to, you think to yourself? You see Zana talking to the ticket man. The game seems confused, so I'm going to go for that refresh. You walk into a small room on the second floor of the guild hall. You find Yuri, who is extremely pale and weak. Blood drips from his mouth, and his eyes are now black. What's wrong, you ask? I'm dying. A small room on the second floor of the guild hall. What? How the fuck is a giant chinchilla in a small room? He'd be filling the whole damn room. How would he have even fit in the door? Refresh. Big ass chinchilla isn't dying in a small room. You walk over to the medical bay. I'm gonna go check on Yuri. Goes to a hospital. Like, Yuri couldn't have gone that far. Yuri just said they were gonna go heal themselves or whatever. Maybe that does mean they're gonna go to a hospital. I don't know, I'm so used to using magic to heal. You are shocked to see that a red liquid is now seeping from the walls and ceiling. Is this blood, you ask aloud? A drop of blood hits your forehead, causing you to blink. When you open your eyes, the entire room is filled with blood. We went down to Earth, right? Like, we flew to Earth to the location of a giant chinchilla. For all intensive purposes, are we not outside? Are we not? The game keeps being like, indoors, room. Stuff is happening in a room. Did it ever say whether or not we were indoors or outdoors? Let's see. So we went to the location by flying, a few hours. We saw him in the distance, which means he was outside. Yeah, we're outside. Stop putting us inside. You find Yuri sitting in a corner crying. Okay? Sitting in a corner outside, like, I don't. Are you okay, Yuri? Is Yuri still big? I'm sorry, but I cannot accept your friendship right now. Please leave me be. Yuri is sitting in a corner crying. He appears to be in a very bad shape. His face and eyes are swollen. He has a bloody nose. and his clothes are torn. I'm sorry, this is a giant chinchilla wearing clothes. Use hydrokinetic healing salve to heal Yuri. You apply the salve to a swollen face and eyes. After a few minutes, his swelling reduces and he feels much better. He gets up off of the floor. Thank you, says Yuri. Yuri, are there any... I couldn't remember the name of the god chinchillas. Oak wardeners, or whatever, yeah. Are there any oak wardeners that are evil? I know you said most are neutral, but are there any that straight up just want to destroy Earth and all of humanity? Because they seem like they're like the ultimate potential threat, and they can't even die. Most oak wardeners are too busy minding their own business. There are some, however, that have come to Earth to cause some mischief. Okay? Mischief doesn't seem that bad. Mischief is one thing. Destroying the world is a whole other can of worms. Are there any oak wardeners that want to destroy the world or kill humans? Because I feel like this is the only way I'd be able to stop any creature like that. There are some oak wardeners that want to see the world burn. Most of them, however, don't really care about Earth or Telmarine affairs. Then why do they want to see the world burn, you ask? Because it's fun. Okay, so they're just some straight up like dark gods or whatever. If there are oak wardeners who want to watch the world burn, what is stopping them from just destroying the world? Like, I actually don't get how, if you're this like immortal reality manipulating being, that you just somehow can't destroy the planet. Not all oak wardeners are powerful. Some can just slightly control the elements, others can barely do anything. There's also the fact that they're not really united. There's always bickering and infighting among oak wardeners. Interesting. So not all of them are as powerful, as Yuri was. So now I would have to ask, Yuri, before you gave me your powers, were you the most powerful oak wardener in existence? Like, were there any like stronger oak wardeners than you? No. There was a being called the Great Oak Wardener. He had absolute control over elements. Where is he now, you ask? He's dead. Killed by an order of knights similar to the Knights of Bane, only more primitive. Dead. Oak Wardeners are like immortal or what? Actually, we know that you can kill immortal beings with stuff like God Killer gloves or whatever. So, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess they did kill him. Yeah, I just forgot you can kill immortal things. Why did an order of knights kill the Great Oak Wardener? There's so much lore There's so much lore. The great Oak Wardener was a threat to the kingdoms of old. These kingdoms grew jealous of the great Ogre's power. Fair, I guess. He was an all-powerful being that could do literally anything. What are the limits of the power you gave me? I've heard that they are only limited by my imagination. Is that true? Yeah, like, can I just literally do whatever I imagine? Like full tilt God? It is true. The only limits are what you believe they are. Are you ready to begin? I guess so. I'm a little scared. Don't be scared. Your friend is waiting for you on the other side. This better work. Let's see. So, get rid of the, like, I guess so, I'm a little scared or whatever. I am ready to begin. Technically, I've already started. The main things I love in this world are hunting powerful monsters and my wife Zana. I'm going to use my new powers to create more powerful monsters for me to hunt. Monsters that could potentially kill me, that are more powerful than me. That way, I can continue to get stronger and have more exciting hunts. So this is actually really interesting. I had an idea, like I was trying to figure out how I was going to find more powerful monsters for me to kill. So, ooh, wait, hold up. All right, you're going to have to meditate for a long time, so get comfortable. The next couple of days are spent in a trance-like state, but eventually something happens. You feel stronger. You're ready? Go outside and try your powers out. Interesting. So, the meditation period was used in order to fully unlock the powers you gave me? Excuse me. So I trained... Am I training now to be a god? Yes, that is correct. Now you're ready to go. Where should I go to start practicing? The world is your oyster. Pick a place to start hunting. Okay, cool. Come on, Zana. I've added new monsters to the world that are strong enough to kill me. Let's use a locator spell to hunt down one of these new super monsters. Zana smiles. I thought you'd never ask. Let's go. Thank you, Yuri. I appreciate your help. If you ever need me, you can call me using this communicator that I've created for you, using my reality manipulation abilities. Yeah, I essentially wanted a way to contact Yuri in the future. Yuri grins. This is an amazing gift you've given me. I cannot thank you enough. You grin back. Don't mention it. Just use the powers wisely, and remember, that you can do a lot of damage if you use them for evil. Let's see. So this was me speaking. I think I understand what's going on. So this is Jet Starlight talking right here, where it's like, I can't thank you enough. And then this is Yuri talking. Cool. Okay. You go with Zana to hunt down... Well, I guess I'm going to cast a locator spell to locate a monster that is powerful enough to kill you. Because now we just have new monsters that exist that we can take on. And hopefully this will lead to better fights. Zana looks bored. What's the matter, you ask? I'm just not seeing the fun in hunting down monsters that are way under my level. I could easily kill creatures stronger than me back in the Elf Kingdom, answers Zana. Zana, you do realize that you can't kill things that are stronger than you. As soon as you kill it, it is revealed that it obviously wasn't stronger than you. The monster we are hunting is a monster that I created specifically to challenge us. I don't know what its powers are, but they must be incredible. Let's hurry up and find it. Yeah, I'm excited to fight whatever it is. Zana chuckles. You're really enjoying this, aren't you? Says Zana with a smile. I really am, you admit. Zana cast her locator spell, and you're transported into a dark cave. Okay. We'll need to be at our best. This monster is likely going to be the strongest we've ever faced. Zana nods. Let's go, says Zana. You run down the cave tunnel, and as you do, you hear the sound of footsteps behind you. You turn around and see a figure slowly approaching you. It's a ghost. Are you the monster that I summoned? Yeah, because if I summoned a ghost, that's pretty lame. The ghost nods. You summon me, you ask? The ghost nods again. What? No, just keep it at the ghost nods. Okay. What are your powers? I imagine the ghost would have to be pretty strong in order to, like, challenge us. The ghost chuckles. I don't really have any powers. I just like scaring people. I'm not even scary to ghost, because all ghosts are transparent and see-through. I'm pretty, though. That sounds really boring. I specifically want to summon an ultra-powerful monster to fight. Are you sure I summoned you? It doesn't seem right. Yes, I don't have any powers though. I'm just a regular ghost. Okay. Well, then I can fix this. I'm going to use my reality manipulation abilities to transform the ghost into a godlike being that wants to kill me. Let's hit it up. With a snap of your fingers, the ghost transforms into a horrifying worm-like creature. The creature screams in pain as its body contorts and morphs. After about 30 seconds, the beast is transformed into a strange-looking monster. What is your name, monster? I've created you for the sole purpose of being a worthy challenger. In our fight, I will not use my reality manipulation abilities. I want to test my skill as a monster hunter. My name is Celtis, the monster says, as its scaly body absorbs light and gives it a faint glow. I am ready to fight. The creature readies its sword-like arms, sharpened teeth, and claws for battle. Sword-like arms, sharpened teeth, and claws. Yo, what? And it said it's a worm-like creature? So it's like a big worm with arms, but they're sword arms. And worms, I imagine, have like a whole bunch of teeth that like circle around like its whole mouth. So like sharp fangs, sword arms, claw. Oh, this is cool as fuck. Okay, Celtis. I hope you're ready to catch these hands. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to command Zana to try and restrain Celtis using her plant manipulation. As Zana raises her hand, Celtis is immediately restrained by binds. Thanks for your help, Zana, you say as you walk up to Celtis. How do I kill it? How do I kill it is like an interesting line. So I will walk up to Celtis. Celtis, I created you to be a challenge. Please don't disappoint me. Are you really telling me that you can't escape a simple vine trap? Come on, I want like a real battle. Your arms are swords. No, it's a very durable trap. I can't break free, Celtis says as Zana strains to hold him in place. I see. I'm not gonna say I see. It looks like Zana is having trouble holding you in place. That's a good sign. That shows that you are quite powerful. You have sword arms. Why not use those to cut your way out of the vines? Celtis swings his blade arms wildly, hacking through the vines. He breaks free after a few seconds and turns to you. You created me to be a warrior first and foremost. I will fight. Celtis roars and runs at you, swinging his arms wildly. Okay. I'm going to use my ice ring to summon a sword and shield of ice to defend myself against Celtis's barrage, well, I guess, flurry of blows. I guess I should say I'll use my ice ring to try and summon a sword and shield to defend myself. You conjure up a large sword and shield to defend yourself. Celtis smashes the ice weapons to pieces with his first swing. He continues attacking, his blade arm slicing through your flesh, leaving you heavily bleeding. Interesting. Your sword arms are quite durable. I guess are quite strong. They are much stronger than my ice magic. Now, let me test your abilities against my fire magic. You raise your hands and try to summon a fireball to hurl at Celtis. As the fireball forms in your hands, you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your head. The fireball dissipates as you grit your teeth and groan in pain. Let's see. I'm going to check to see if your head has been injured. Because I sure didn't heal after he, started tearing me to ribbons with the swords. You feel the top of your head and run your hand over it, but you do not find any cuts or wounds. The pain subsides and you think for a moment. You realize that something changed when the fireball dissipated. You are no longer able to cast fire magic. Whoa, what? Celtis, do you have the ability to cancel my fire magic? Or I guess to negate my fire magic? That actually would be like a really impressive thing. He can just cut off powers. Celtis swings wildly at you once again. This time you're struck in the chest and the sword pierces your ribcage. You groan as your heart is pierced, but you force yourself to concentrate on Celtis' face. Celtis grins fiercely at you. Okay. You may have negated my fire magic. But Zana still possesses, if I can spell it correctly, but Zana still possesses a fire ring. Zana, fire a flurry of fire blasts at Celtis. Yeah, I'm not sure if he can negate ring magic, because if he could, then he would have been able to negate the ice weapons that I created earlier. You watch as Zana struggles to concentrate, but no fire blasts come forth. After a moment, she looks confused. I can't cast fire magic, she says. You realize that you're no longer able to cast fire either. I guess what it should say is, no, you don't need to have that realization line. You already have realized that. So Celtis has the ability to negate all fire magic? That's pretty impressive. I'll use my hydrokinesis to heal my wounds and to create a suit of spiked armor to defend myself. If he can cut off the hydrokinesis, that would be pretty crazy. You raise your hands to cast a healing spell, but you find that you're not able to use that ability either. You groan and realize that you've been magically disabled from casting any magic. What? Celtis is a worthy opponent. He can shut off all of my abilities. Too bad for you, Celtis. I carry strength potions. Once I drink this potion, I'll be stronger, faster, and more durable than you could ever imagine. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I like that Celtis can just straight up cut off magic. You slowly pat yourself down and find that your potion belt is indeed missing. Celtis must have taken it after he killed you. What? Instead of after he killed you, you should say Celtis must have taken it earlier in the battle, when he slashed your chest. When he slashed open your chest. You curse and say, Celtis took my potions. Zana looks surprised. Okay. I can't use magic. I have no potions. Celtis has my potions. You may have taken away my magic. And my potions. But I am still a force to be reckoned with. With my communicator, I can summon any weapon or armor piece from Bartleby's workshop. I am now going to summon my dragon armor, which, well, do I want to summon dragon armor or spectral armor? I'm going to summon dragon armor, which is resistant to most forms of attack. You summon your dragon armor. Celtis grins and says, "So you thought you would best me with your fancy armor? I am a savant when it comes to understanding the weaknesses of objects." Okay, I'll be honest. This is getting really anime. This is getting anime as hell. Okay. You think you can find a weak spot? I guess a weak point in my armor? Good luck. Bartleby is a master blacksmith. While you try to find an opening. I'll be able to take back my potions. Yeah, so, like, if he's going to try and, like, attack me, like, if he thinks he can find a vulnerable spot in my armor, I'll get the potions back. You sprint forward and begin punching Celtis. He deflects some of your blows, but you land a few good hits. He begins bleeding from several cuts on his face and head. He uses his nimble footwork to dodge most of the blows. Yo, hold up. My boy Celtis is a worm with arms and legs. But his arms are swords but it also have clawed hands. Someone draw Celtis. Someone must be drawing Celtis right now. There's no way that you're not. This dude sounds so dope. And I like that I'm punching him. I was like, I'm gonna get my potions back. And I just started throwing hands. Nice footwork. But it will take more than swift movements to overcome an experienced monster hunter. So what do I need to do? Are you really going to let me overwhelm you in a fist fight? How disappointing. Yo. Okay, I don't know, I'm really liking this fight. You begin punching Celtis as hard as you can. He grunts with pain as he takes blow after blow. Zana looks a little uncomfortable at the sight of her fellow goblin getting beaten to a bloody pulp. You are confident that you have won and begun making a speech about goblin superiority. Edit out like everything except where it's like Zana looks a little uncomfortable at the sight of such a brutal battle. Celtis, you may be able to negate my magic. But you don't seem fit for close-range combat. Your sword-like arms give you an advantage at mid-range. But when I get up close and personal, I dominate the fight. You better come up with a new strategy. Because at this rate, I am going to beat you to death. This is actually really interesting. Celtis appears to ignore your taunts. He begins to walk towards you. Zana tries to stop him, but he pushes her aside. Celtis begins punching you in the face. You begin bleeding from your forehead. Okay. Damn. Dude. I like how he's like, I have sword arms, but I still have clawed hands. When he punches you in the face instead of just stabbing you in the face with his sword arms. It seems weird. Well, it doesn't seem weird. I gave my whole speech about swords are good at mid-range, but not good at close range. So now he's close, so he's like hand, instead of sword. Because I imagine his hands are like here, and the swords extend like beyond the hand. But if he like curves his punches, he can hit your head in such a way to where the swords don't just sink into your face kind of thing. Like he can like graze past you and shit. It's interesting to imagine how it would work, but I can see ways for him to punch you where the swords don't just stab into your head. Okay. I can't heal because he took my potions. Okay. You try to take your potion belt away from Celtis while he's distracted punching you in the face. You pull the belt off Celtis. Ha! I knew I would beat you in close combat. Celtis doesn't smile. He begins to get angry. He begins to morph into a giant ogre-like figure. Interesting. So you're trying to take on a stronger form to combat me now that I have my potions back. Good luck with that. Ooh. Once I down this... Oh yeah, like, once I drink a strength potion and a healing potion, I'll be more than a match for you. A large ogre appears in front of you. He begins to punch you in the face, and you go crashing through the wall and into the forest outside the guild hall. We weren't in a guild hall, we were in a cave, but I can just say outside the cave. So it's like he literally punched you through a cave wall. A large oak tree stops your momentum as you go flying into it. Shit. Okay. So I'm going to quickly try to drink a health potion and a strength potion at the same time. Like, I need to hurry because he's just really big and strong now. He went full punchy on me. You managed to drink one of the potions. Which one? The ogre pours out a large barrel of wine on you. The wine goes into your mouth and you can't help but swallow it. You drink the other potion in desperation. You already feel stronger and healthier. Wine? Why did you pour wine on me? Do you really think you can defeat me by getting me drunk? Actually, I don't know how well I can fight while intoxicated. That might not be a bad strategy, as I have never trained in drunken boxing. That being said, I am a quick learner. Okay. So now I am healed, but I'm also probably drunk, and I'm superhuman. The ogre morphs back into Celtis. Celtis puts a dagger to Zana's throat. Whoa, what? Okay, human. If you can dodge this dagger long enough to drink another potion, I'll allow you to try. I don't know what that means. I like that Celtis put a dagger to Xena's throat. Okay, human. You speak a big game. But what about your friend here? Zana. Teleport out of the way. Shit. Shit, Zana can't use magic. I can't command Zana to teleport out of the way because she just can't teleport. Wait a minute. Zana, use your communicator to teleport back to the inn and out of harm's way. I can take down Celtis on my own. Fuck. I think I spelled harm's way wrong. Wait, you're so willingly throwing your life away for a cause I don't think is morally just. She'll kill you and continue to victimize the people of the city. Wait, what? Wait, you're willingly throwing your life away for a cause I don't think is morally just? She'll kill you and continue to victimize the people of this city. I don't think it's necessary to yell. I said, Zana, leave now. Is Celtis a woman? I just imagine someone trying to draw Celtis fan art and they're like, wait, he's a worm? Hold up. He has arms? Hold up. He has legs? His arms are swords? He has claws? Hold up. He's an ogre now? Wait, now he's back to Celtis? Wait, he's a she? There's so many redraws in my head. Did they ever say swings his blade arms? Celtis is a dude. Um, this dialogue back and forth is kind of weird. About to hit that refresh on that last part. Zana nods. She disappears along with Celtis and his dagger. You see Zana in front of you. Good thinking, but I'm not here to harm you. What do you want then? Zana takes off her hoodie. I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Her teleporting to me, that was kind of cool, right? Because Zana could just use her communicator to teleport to me instead of like back to the inn. So she still gets out of harm's way. But Celtis disappearing is very confusing. I have no idea where Celtis would be. Retry that. Zana looks worried. Celtis slices open Zana's throat with his dagger. Blood gushes out of her neck and she falls to the floor. Her face is white and her eyes are wide open. A feeling of terror goes through your body. Okay. Celtis, that is the biggest mistake you've made in your entire life. With my increased speed and strength, I am going to run around the entire planet and punch you in the face. This is the end. Celtis has a cruel smile on his face. Perhaps you underestimate the power of my dagger. You feel a pain in your chest. You look down and see the dagger going through your heart. Your last breath is taken away from you as you fall to the floor. Okay, yep, I guess I did underestimate the power of his dagger because he slit Zana's throat, and the next thing I know, the dagger's just in my fucking heart already. He just already got me. Okay. So I'm going to look for Zana in heaven. Well, I guess I'm going to look for Zana in the realm of the dead. Whoa, hold up. In the afterlife. When you wake up, you find yourself in a beautiful place. Everything is green and lovely. You're greeted by Zana, who appears to be the same age she was when she died. Zana smiles at you and hugs you. Okay. So I'm going to grab Zana and use the trick you know in order to escape the afterlife and resurrect both you and Zana. I've never tried to use it on another person before. When you wake up, you find yourself in a beautiful place. That's the same thing as before. Refresh. The pair of you find yourselves in a forest. Despite being the middle of summer, it's cold outside. You see a large castle in the distance. Okay. I'm going to try to use portal magic. I don't know if Celtis, when he removed my magical abilities, actually removed them permanently or not. A portal opens up. Yes! You find yourselves in a large room. You see a demon sitting on a red couch. What the heck, Zana asks? Be friendly, you say. What the heck? I can be friendly. Okay, well, that's a funny interaction. The what the heck is fine. Okay. Use portal magic to open a portal to Celtis's current location. Yeah, like you would just say Celtis with a apostrophe. You open another portal. Out of it comes Celtis, who quickly falls to the ground after stepping through the portal. What just happened? He asked, confused. I can resurrect myself and others. You did well, Celtis. You not only killed me, but you also killed the woman I love. Now we're back, and we're pissed. In other words, I'm not going to stop fighting you until you're dead. For good. Okay. Celtis's face turns to fear. If I wasn't so scared right now, I'd probably laugh at your poor attempt at a threatening speech, Celtis says. Celtis pulls out a dagger. You pull out your sword. Celtis, I made you a promise before I died. I am planning on keeping it. I am about to run around the world and slam this sword directly through your face. Let's go. That's the spirit, Celtis laughs. Celtis teleports away. You search for him, but he's gone. Zana, let's get out of here, you say. What about all the innocent people in this castle, Zana asks. Hold on a second. Excuse me. I can't believe Celtis just pitched out like that. Okay. I'm going to open a portal to Celtis's location. And try to block his path. So Celtis can teleport? He's extremely powerful. There's like so much stuff that he can do. You open a portal. Celtis appears in front of you. You swing your sword, but Celtis teleports out of the way. Your blade slams into the ground, creating a small shockwave. Bravo, Celtis laughs. You are absolutely full of surprises. If you keep teleporting like that, I imagine that I won't be able to punch you. Well, I imagine I won't be able to run around the world and hit you. That being said, I have my powers back. And now, I am going to summon a massive dragon made of white flames to devour you and burn away your soul. I do like the white flame dragon thing. I used it to kill the Goliath. I'm not impressed, Celtis says, unimpressed by your threat. Celtis pulls out a strange black dagger. The blade looks to be about 8 or 9 inches long. The hilt is black and looks like bone. Okay. So I'm going to try to use fire magic to summon a massive dragon made of white flames. You summon a massive dragon made of white flames. Celtis screams as his body is burned alive. You direct the dragon of fire to destroy everything around it. The city around you is destroyed as the dragon sets everything on fire. Why would I do that? Why would I? I'm not gonna tell the dragon to destroy everything. I haven't gone mad. Celtis, are you so weak? Weak that you are hurt by fire? That is pitiful. You have the ability to negate magic, and you dare let an attack like this end your life? Don't get cocky. Put out that fire, or turn to dust. Yeah, it is kind of some pussy shit, dude. Like, maybe after he killed me, he felt kind of like he was like number one, like numero uno. You drop a black vial. The vial breaks and its contents are released into the air. A black cloud spreads out and devours the flames. You fool, you could have escaped, Celtis laughs. Celtis slashes you with his blade. I'm not freeing him from the fire. He better free himself. Celtis laughs. You're going to die here. You throw several fire bolts at Celtis, but he easily dodges them all. He then charges at you. You swing your sword, but he blocks it with his black blade. You have a weird obsession with daggers for a guy who has swords for arms. Let's see. I actually have a couple daggers of my own. One of which is a dark wizard dagger that can only be harnessed by a wizard of great power. I couldn't use it before, but now I have the literal power of a god. With this dagger, your fate will be sealed. I actually don't know what that dagger does. I just know the game straight up said, only like a super powerful wizard can use the dagger. But now I'm like a reality manipulator. You take out your dagger and try to harness the dark arts within. Celtis rolls his eyes and slices your hand off. Whoa, slices your hand clean off. Ah, you scream while looking at your bloody stump. I told you that you would die here. Excuse me. Okay. I'm about to do some ballin' ass shit. Okay. Attempt to run at super speed around the world and punch Celtis in the back of the head with your bloody stump of a hand. I made him a promise, and I plan on keeping it. You begin running around the world. However, you're unsure of how long you can do this for. You eventually end up behind Celtis and try to punch him with your bloody stump. Celtis turns around and stabs you straight through the heart. I did tell him multiple times that I was going to do this one move. I really wanted to do this one. I thought it'd be cool. Damn, Celtis is good. Command the white flame dragon to devour Celtis' soul. You point upwards, and the dragon obeys your command. The white flame dragon devours Celtis' soul, killing him instantly. You win. Let's see. Remove Celtis' sword arm from your chest. And use hydrokinetic healing salve on your wounds. Goodness. You remove his sword arm from your chest and use the salve. Your wounds seal themselves up. You stand up and look at all the goblin corpses littering the battlefield. This wasn't a goblin fight. Okay. I'm going to try to revive Celtis using hydrokinetic healing salve. You guys may be like, what? Why are you bringing him back? But don't worry, I have my reasons. You anoint him with the salve, but it turns to dust when it touches his skin. Too late, says a voice. He's dead. You look around and see a massively fat man wearing a terrifying demonic mask. He carries a double-sided axe. Okay. Who are you supposed to be? Yeah, like the fuck's going on? Also, how long has this episode been going on for? Oh, it's only been like an hour, 43 minutes. I'm the one who killed Celtis and the fat lady, he says. And I'm going to kill you, too. Well, you sure didn't kill Celtis. I just killed Celtis. I'm the terrifying warrior of the north, the mighty. Well, I won't bore you with my real name. But here I am known as Man in the Rooster Mask. Man in a rooster mask, you say? Yes. Okay. I'm going to call you Rooster. Why are you here? This guy seems weird. I'm here for Celtis. We had a deal. I get to take him because his soul is mine. I don't know when you had time to make a deal with Celtis. But whatever. Well, hold on. I created Celtis. He was a worthy opponent. You don't get to take his soul. I want to revive him so that he can train and develop new powers. I want to fight him again someday. Yeah, I'm not about to let you take Celtus's soul, Rooster. You'll have to fight me then, says Rooster. I made that deal with Celtus and his soul is mine. A bright light spontaneously appears in the room. No, it isn't, says a booming voice. It is this young man's. Whose voice is that? I'm sorry. Are we doing this? Is this God? Does this episode have Space Marines, God chinchillas? Oh fuck! In like actual God, in in like the most badass fight of the series so far. This episode's crazy. The start was weird. Like it starts slow, it picks up. This is no mere voice, says the voice. For I am the God of this world, and you are in my realm. What, you say? Suddenly the room changes. You're no longer in a palace hallway. You are now in a throne room. I would say instead of the room changes, we were in a room. My brain was like, wait a minute. We were in like the demons. No. Homeboy ran away. I don't know where he ran away to. Did he run away to a room? I guess he ran away to a room. We've been fighting in a palace hallway this whole time? Like when you're trying to figure out like where the scenes and things, I imagine outdoors, like most of the time. I don't think anything was implied to say that we weren't outside. Sure. Fair enough. We're now in a throne room. So I guess this is like the question I'm sure everybody's asking. God, are you the adventurer? Or maybe the adventurer's father? Yeah, this is like a really like interesting setup. I have like no idea what's going on with that. I am Yag, says the god, and I am neither of those men. I am far mightier than they. This is a trick, says Rooster. I refuse to bow down to you. With that, Rooster charges toward you and Yag. He's charging at God? Yag, I have the power to manipulate reality itself. Are we not equals in terms of power? It would seem not, says Yag, but you have the potential to become my equal. What? What can he do that I can't do? I can do anything I can imagine. I have no wish to be your equal, Rooster yells, whirling his sword around. Before Rooster reaches you, a glowing barrier appears around you. Oh shit, this fucking episode is wild. Also, Rooster had an axe. So I'm gonna say he's whirling his axe around. You ain't slick game, I remember tiny fucking details. Okay, wild game. Yag? Are you here to train me to become a god? Like, is that where the story's going? Is this the next part? In a way, says Yag, you have much power, but you need more. You're here to help me get more power? dun, 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 dun. This is fucking wild. This is like the craziest art. So the Space Wizard stuff made everything crazy. Something like that, says Yag, if you prove yourself worthy. How can I prove myself worthy, you ask? The same way all mortals prove themselves worthy, says Yag. Glorious battle. Yo, that's what I'm all about. Who do I need to fight? Okay. The episode 24. Just as a lit episode, I gotta say. There's a powerful demon lord by the name of Trellick that has been wreaking havoc on the kingdom of Sequin. Go forth and kill him. Awesome. I'm going to go sleep with my wife Zana. After that, I will eat breakfast and then go hunt down Trellick. Yeah, like, wow. This is fucking awesome. This is like a... We now know the adventurer isn't God, which is really interesting. You are married to Zana, asked Yak. Shut the fuck up! You're a god. Yes, you say. We got married a few years ago. He studies you as if trying to read your mind. Yes, you say. And I wouldn't say we got married a few years ago. We got married a while ago. My friend Eliza officiated the wedding. He's clearly not an all-knowing God. Okay. I'll talk to you later after I kill Trellick. I'll see you soon, Yag. Yes. See you soon, my friend, says Yag. As you leave the cave, I'm not in a cave. I'm not in a cave right now. As you leave the throne room, you feel more powerful than ever. Today has been a good day. Yo! Use portal magic to travel back. Well, to travel to Zana's room at the inn. To talk with Zana. And sleep with her for the night. And rest with her for the night. There we go. Sounds better. Sounds a lot better. You arrive in Zana's room at the inn. You see Zana sitting on her bed reading. Hello, she says. You're back from the throne room? Yep, you say? We have a lot to talk about. Do we? Yeah. So, I murdered, Celtus. Well, I guess I slayed Zeltus. So I slayed Celtus, and I met God. His name is Yag. He isn't the adventurer or the adventurer's father. He also isn't a chinchilla, as far as I can tell. He says, I can attain even more power. How was your day? Oh, and I have to kill a demon named Trellick tomorrow. Goodness, this is wild. That's fascinating. I have something far more interesting to tell you. Come here, closer. You walk over to her bed. She begins whispering in your ear, I'm pregnant. Time seems to stop for a moment. You're very surprised by this revelation. Episode 24. Why is everything a banger? Hold up. Zana's pregnant. I have godlike powers, but I'm not technically a god yet, and I've met God, and I had like the craziest fight I've ever had ever. Um, this is topping charts, my dude. I feel like people are gonna really like this one. Um, Zana, that's really awesome and super scary at the same time. You literally died and resurrected earlier today. Does that mean that the baby also died and resurrected? Yeah, like that's so weird. That's so weird. No, I asked Yag and he told me that the baby was never born, let alone died. I guess it won't have to go through the struggles of being reborn or whatever it's called. Oh. Hold on a second. Now I'm like, wait a minute. You knew that I was in the throne room with Yag before I told you. Yag also knew who you were. Are you friends with Yag? Excuse me. Also, if you didn't have the baby earlier today, like essentially, if you, well, I don't know. The baby thing's interesting because you could argue, right, that like she had a baby inside of her or whatever, and she died, but the baby wasn't considered to be a wait, hold up. Santa's undead. So is the baby undead? And if the baby's undead, can an undead baby die? Santa hella died because she was in the afterlife. Did she meet Yag in the afterlife? When we died? Like, is that when she asked Yag about it? How long did she know she was pregnant? There's so many questions. So wait a minute. You knew that I was in the throne room with Yag before I told you. Yag also knew who you were. Or when I mentioned that we were married. Did you meet Yag when we were in the afterlife? And is that how you learned that you were pregnant? This is such an interesting idea. Yeah. I kind of met Yag before we died. He saved my life actually. Apparently he's been watching over me for a long time now. Okay. It seems like Yag has been watching both of us. Um, I'm really happy, Zana. I love you, and I want to make sure that you and our child live a happy life. Um, hmm. Are you still going to fight monsters while pregnant? Or are you going to take it easy for a few months? I'm going to fight, but I'll be careful. There are going to be some changes around here, though. I know you won't mind as long as we're together. Interesting. I mean, are gonna be changes, of course, because, you know, a kid. So, of course there will be changes. What changes do you have in mind? The story's doing so much right now. The AI doesn't know what to say. AI, you've been having banger ideas all night. Just keep going. Also, it sucks the subscription tiers because this is dragon writing, but eventually I'm gonna have to use Griffin because I'm not gonna have the tier that gives me unlimited dragon. Well, for one thing, I'm going to name our child. It's not right for us to decide what the child will be called. We're going to have to come up with a good name, though. I'm so lost. For one thing, I'm going to name our child, which makes it sound like Zana's going to say, like, the name, and, like, I don't have a choice. Then she says, it's not right for us to decide what the child will be called, which then makes it sound like neither of us are going to name the child's going to get to pick its own name. And then the last line is like, we're going to have to come up with a good name, though, which implies that we're both going to name the baby together. She somehow, in 3 sentences, said 3 completely contradicting ideas. AI Dungeon, you have outdone yourself. I don't think I've seen this before. Let's see. Zana explains that some of the changes she has in mind is that she wants to be formally recognized as the head of the vampire clans. Zana says that she's got a lot on her mind and needs to rest, so she bids you goodnight, kisses you on the cheek before leaving. Zana, where are you going? We're in your bedroom. Like, maybe if we were in my room, it could be like she's trying to go to her room to go to bed. But it's like we're in your bedroom already. Where are you going to go rest? The cave? Are you going back to the cave? Zana explains that the changes she's going to make include you now. She says the vampire clans need a leader, and she's choosing you to be her husband and prince consort of the vampire clans. Zana, I'm literally the king of monsters. Doesn't that already make you the queen of monsters? Yeah, like she wants to be like the leader of the vampire clans, but what's the difference between that and like what you kind of already are? Santa explains that the position is not solely based on power, but rather the honorable, position of being her husband and prince consort. Okay, so it is just a different thing, I guess. I don't fully get it, but I respect it. I can help you become the leader of the vampire clans. What do you have to do to become the vampire clan leader? And why does having a kid make her now want to be the vampire clan leader? Zane explains that she has to be recognized as such by the head of the vampire clans, Count Grey. Zana says that Count Grey is very old and not quite as fast as he used to be, so you should take this opportunity to kill him while you can. Pretty good retry. Stop with Count Gray. I like ultra mega super killed Count Gray. Yo, hold up. I love this a lot more than Count Gray. Zana explains that she needs to challenge and kill the current leader vampire, Countess Ludmilla. Hey, Zana versus Ludmilla sounds like a good ass fight. Zana doesn't fully explain what will happen after she kills Ludmilla, but says that she will become the leader of the vampire clans. Well, it sounds like we both have big fights planned for tomorrow. Let's sleep together for now, so that we'll have plenty of energy for tomorrow. I'm excited. Ayo. As you drift off to sleep, Zana holds onto you tightly. You wake up the next night, excited for the... Get rid of the last part where it's like, you wake up the next night. I don't have a duel with Edgar or whatever. So now we've drifted off to sleep, and that's the end of episode 24. How long was episode 24? It was 2 hours and like 6 minutes or something. That's not bad. Anyways, this has been a wild ride. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. If you would like to watch the entire series playlist, feel free to click on the link in the end card or in the description box below. If you would like to read this story in full on the AI Dungeon website, you can click on the AI Dungeon link in the description. Also, if you'd like to talk about the series together, I'd love to see your memes, comments, questions, fan art, fan music, fan fiction, etc. Feel free to hit me up in the comment section below, and on our Discord, I'll have a link to the Discord in the description box below. But thank you all so much. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, logging out. Peace. Chickadagawa.